For Crate and Barrel, the future of design has a lot to do with something called the Fourth Industrial Revolution, otherwise known as the Digital Revolution. We're going to check in with the brand's VP of Product Design and Development, Sebastian Brauer, about how he's carefully and thoughtfully integrating technology-driven production. He'll also talk about how the effects of COVID have changed his approach to merchandising. Hi, Sebastian. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Dennis. Thanks for the opportunity. This is a super exciting event that I'm looking forward to tuning into.
Well, I really appreciate that. I'm eager to talk to you about your thoughts about the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Tell me what that means and how it fits in with your thinking about everything you do.
So that's an ultra geeky subject that I personally love to chat about. But really, the Fourth Industrial Revolution is about brilliant engineering. And just like earlier industrial revolutions that transited tradesmen and craftsmen into machine production, it really is about employing evolved technology to manufacture goods for the future that are all about preserving the cultural integrity of artisan production and craftsmanship and combining it with the structural integrity of advanced production systems. We've been in it for almost 30 years since the internet became widely available in 1992, and that bandwidth really gave us bandwidth to dream of a better future. I think we're barely scratching the surface of it, and there's no better time, I think, to really dream about designing a better tomorrow.
So what is it you think we're barely scratching the surface of?
I think innovation. I think brilliant engineering. I think and engineers hold a big piece of the puzzle that is the future. I think how we look at spaces, how we look at sustainability, how we develop better machines, really, that integrate the future of design and are able to produce it at scale. I have the privilege to lead a wonderful team of creatives here at Crate and Barrel that are really of a next generation and that have true new generation design knowledge, that are using technology to innovate form, to innovate function, to innovate material and finish. And I think we're just starting to connect the dots with our supplier base to be able to deliver products we haven't even imagined of yet. And if COVID is really, the great opportunity for a reset and to really dream about Tomorrowland, I think we are right in the early stages of really being able to understand what technology allows us to do. And I like to use this analogy, actually, when I'm talking to the team and trying to push them to innovate and think bigger. It was pre the Fourth Industrial Revolution, actually, but the way that the Walt Disney Imagineers try to integrate technology with their age-old craft and animatronics is something brilliant that I try to push them every day. In fashion, actually, there's this great example of Balenciaga and Debna Vasilia, who was using technology to inform tailoring and really looking at the human body and push the boundaries and stretching what a shoulder pad could look like, what a waistline could look like. And I think we're looking at that in new ways and how that applies to home. Again, working with our craftsmen, and our artisans around the world, but connecting them with technology of the future. And that goes beyond Zoom and virtual conferencing, which we're doing a lot of, from Italy to Portugal to Southeast Asia and on weird schedules to connect and see what they're up to and how they're interpreting our designs. But it goes into using new and advanced tools that allows us to do completely new things that we haven't even thought of yet.
So Sebastian, help me understand how you're thinking about the Fourth Industrial Revolution, so much of the exciting technology that's coming, fits in with your thinking about heritage, which is such a priority for your brand.
So the way I personally see heritage is that it's not necessarily connected to a particular period of time. It's more of an ethos and an idea. I feel very lucky to work for a brand that has an incredible heritage. The way that our team and our leaders are really thinking about heritage within our business is obviously our strong heritage has always been around global making and global manufacturing and supporting communities of artisans around the world and bringing their great craft to the American market. to us, building heritage for the future is continuing to do that. And as I mentioned earlier, the fourth industrial revolution is really about accessing that technology and being able to connect it and preserve that cultural integrity that exists within making, with centuries-old traditions in craftsmanship that we like to celebrate within our products, whether it's ceramics out of Portugal or hand carving out of Indonesia. And what we're doing is, as our vendors are evolving, as we are evolving, as we're being increasingly more connected through technology, we're figuring out new ways in which we can preserve that idea of hand making, and again, through evolved machinery that we're seeing come through in the vendor space at such speed. We are able to do so many unique things. Off the top of my head, there's this great example of a new cane collection that we introduced called Anais that is really pushing the boundaries of how far we can curve bent wood and integrate it with caning. And our vendor is employing a brand new machine that was built to tailor to the artisan's craft to be able to do things that they couldn't do before. That are, again, so connected to a heritage of making that spans all the way back to the first Stone chair from Austria. But obviously caning and weaving is something that has been very prevalent in Southeast Asia. So that's just one example of the many ways in which we're employing new technology to do things that we really couldn't do before in terms of form and shape and quality.
Well, it sounds very exciting. I'm eager to see what comes next. Thank you again, Sebastian. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for the time, and excited to follow you along.